everyone, come all, nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, and what we is here. This is the first live stream of 2023. I feel like I should have done so many more videos before now, but I've been, reorganizing stuff with the channel, trying to get, on top of doing more content and stuff like that, make a better schedule for myself at the moment. So I've been doing all that sort of stuff, but hey, I'm here now. And I'm excited. We're picking up today with chapter 1072 of the One Piece manga. Alright. It has felt like ages. It has felt way too long since we got the last chapter. So the wait is over and I'm damn well excited and I'm damn well keen. Alright, so we're going to get straight into the greatness. That being said as well though, before we get too far into it, if you haven't subscribe to the channel, right? We're trying to hit our goal of 150 subscribers. We've had a few lovely people subscribe this week, and it is really appreciated to see some new people coming in. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, help us hit our goal of 150 subscribers. Give the video a thumbs up and all that good shit. Now that you have, let's get into the juiciness. So, we have Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 28, Mass-Producing Deadly Weapons. So we're getting a bit more of the Mads flashback here. Queen's getting a little thicker there. Queen's been finding out the nutritional value of donuts, right? He's been having a little something on the side, putting a little bit of extra spicy sauce on his food. But young Judge, why does he remind me of the nephew from Courage the Cowardly Dog? If anyone is familiar with that, the dude that shaves Courage. And Caesar just looks like freaking Farquaad. Look at him. I am so glad he grew out his hair, because having the bob cut for him, right? It's almost as seedy as what I've got going on right now. Still slightly growing out my hair at the moment too. Ooh, what is that devil fruit? That's a... Ooh, wait a minute. That doesn't have any naturally forming swirls outside of the vines. I wonder if that's an artificial fruit. If that's an original Vegapunk smile. It's got like 7 rims on it. Yo, anyone that's been watching the latest season of Bleach, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but if you know, you know, right? If anyone is a fan of Bleach and like finished the 1000 Year Blood War, right? I get a little bit of Yuha vibes from that fruit. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what fruit that would be. It's got 2 horns, so maybe it's like a smile for a bull or something. We know it's not the dragon fruit because we saw what that looked like when Momonosuke ate it. This looks like a completely different fruit. I wonder if this might even... I don't want to say it's a real fruit that they're, doing gene testing on. It just looks odd. It doesn't look right. It does not look right at all. Oh! Actually, as well, just while I'm thinking about it, before I go too much further, I did a TikTok. If you haven't checked out my TikToks, the link are in my link tree. You can click on the link tree. It'll take you to things like Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Discord, all that good stuff. Right. On my TikTok, I did a short video the other day where I was talking about, because the last chapter we had Vegapunk talking about awakenings and awakened zones, and we obviously had that whole thing where he was like, oh, I can or can't make certain types of devil fruits at the moment, and I wondered, he probably was aware of awakenings since he was talking about it, and how he hasn't confirmed whether or not his fruits can awaken. So that probably means someone on his fruit was awakened, like someone on his in his access, someone that he has access to, I should say, was awakened, right? And then, weirdly enough, I remember Caesar has the Neo clouds that swirl around him. And I wondered if Caesar is a impartial or a incomplete awakened Logia, because we saw Enel also with the Neo clouds and that. And now we're starting to see that it's a staple of Awakening with Lucci, right? And Luffy to have the Neo Clouds, right? But I wonder if it's possible that you can start to develop the Neo Clouds when your fruit's almost out of stage, but maybe they go black, like we saw with Lucci. I guess Luffy's a white, so it doesn't really matter what color they would be. But like the cloud starts to develop when you're awakened. We have never seen a Logia awakened as far as we're aware, but considering Caesar like did the same thing that NL did, where he was able to do the Land of Death, where he like buffed up his body, right? It's very similar. So I wonder if there is a connection there. That being said, let's get into the chapter. I've talked for like 10 minutes just about the cover page. Bloody hell. Okay, so we're still sitting at 100. We're still sitting at 100 on the Labo phase. Even if the world does not accept how she came to be, the girl is unmistakably human. It was a success. I bear witness to this achievement. And I maintain that is a huge step towards world peace. Dr. Vegapunk, Chief of MADS, the Laboratory of Peace. Wait. What the am I reading? Hang on. Even if the world does not accept how she came to be, the girl is unmistakably human. It was a success. I bear witness to this achievement, and I maintain that it was a huge step toward world peace. Is Bonnie a lab rat baby? What? Where? It hurts. I think I broke something. Where? But Bonnie? Dear me, are you alright? Medics, look alive. Hurry, Bonnie's been injured. She got that dog in her! Look at her! Yo, what? Ooh! Oh! She got the beefcake going on! Distorted future. Oh! Can she fuck with timelines? Calling it distorted future, and it looks like she got bigger. Can she alter herself in any way she wants by like changing her timeline ahead? So it's like, she can distort her future so she can age up as if she was like a gym junkie every day that doesn't train legs like a typical One Piece character. And she smashes that wall with that pipe. Bonnie, stop this. Even if you kill me, Timely. Timely thrust. Kia. Wait. Oh, this is how it... Oh. So she needs to touch you, but she doesn't need to be the one to touch you. She can hit you with something. And she, like, knocks out this, like, star. Dude, Vegapunk getting treated here like he's, Lumpy Space Princess. Right? Pop. Here. Yo, is that Kid Vegapunk? Even as a kid, he's got the receding hairline, this poor bastard. Oh, this poor kid. Huh. Yo, and she pins him down. Yo, that is busted. Dagnabbit. I suppose these shiny doodads are a manifestation of the years I just lost. You've turned me into a helpless child. Give me back my golden years. Calm down. My power doesn't last forever on living things. You said you had a reason? Well, you better... Yo, she got that dog in her. I love it. You said you had a reason? Well, you better start talking. Why the hell did you kill my father? But Bonnie, if I tell you... Oh, we cut away. Yo! Yo! Red port. Look, Kuma's trying to... Kuma's trying to climb the red line. There's no way he'll make it all the way to the top. Wait a minute, is that the first time we've gotten to see how high up the red line goes? Because that kind of looks like the city above the text bubble there. Do we now have a cannon height for the red line? That would be interesting. Look, Kuma's trying to climb the red line. There's no way he'll make it to the top. If I divulge the reason, it would only serve to hurt you. Huh? And he's tired. That's why I can't. I promised Kuma that I would keep his secret from you no matter what. Did Kuma do it all for her? Is that the gist that I'm getting here? Is that the cut of the jib that I'm looking at? You're saying you can't tell me why you had to kill my dad? Do I look like I was born yesterday? Stop scrubbing around. I'm not trying to pull a fast one here. You've got to believe me. Nobody made the decision for him. Kuma chose that fate for himself. You liar. Dad would never choose to die and abandon me. Yo, you liar. Dad would never choose to die and abandon me. I'll kill you. It's been hard on me too. I wish I could forget the whole ordeal. Kuma's an incredible man. I've always been proud to call him my close friend. Bonnie, please understand, I can't say anything more on the matter. Yo, and the Marine... The way this is paired with the Marines shooting him in the back and shooting him down at the red port. Oof. Just spit it out. I'm not going to blindly swallow your half-assed excuses. Yeah, this is... Yo, this is child abuse. Beep, beep, beep. Huh? What? Huh? Bonnie, wait. Pay no attention to what's over there. It's got nothing to do with Kuma, you hear? Why you lying? Why you always lying? That's obviously a lie. Yo, dude. You can't say, oh, that room has nothing to do with Kuma. Has a big Kuma paw on it. The f did I just see? Oil breakdown. She touches the chain and the lock holding the door and just turns it into oil. She like ages it up to the point that it's oil. Bonnie. What the fuck is this? Pant, huh? Memories? That's right. A scientist out in the West Blue once postulated that a person loses 21 grams of mass upon... Yo, is this the weight of the soul experiment? From our real world? That's right. A scientist out in the West Blue once postulated that a person loses 21 grams of mass upon death, and that could be considered the weight of their soul. Fascinating, isn't it? If nothing else, such a link would prove that the soul does in fact exist. I mean, just look at Brooke, look at Big Mom. Souls, you know souls exist. Kuma! Wait. Wait a minute! Those are his actual ears! Yo, why does Kuma, without the hat and his hair down, look so chaddly? Like, for such a goofy looking dude, he looks great. And your power can take something intangible like pain and give it a physical form. No. Not only that, but you can even transfer it to others. A total wireless transmission of nerve signals. So I'm wondering if that same logic can be applied to other nervous signals. Can we determine whether things like imagination and memories have mass and volume as well? Yo, we are getting deep in this chapter. What the So you want me to pull out my own memories and show you? That's far too personal. No, I'm starting to wonder if those are glasses as well, or if that's just his eyes. Please, it will help me advance science. Nobody else would see them, I promise. No, please, I'm begging you. Wait, how long ago was this? At this point in time, Vegapunk's still got his old white hair and has had the top of his head chopped off. So he's already been at Punk Records. So this was probably within the last 4 years. Since we know 4 years and more ago, Vegapunk was working out of Punk Hazard. Yo, did they just rename islands after him? Egghead Island, but it's Punk Records, right? And then you got Punk Hazard. This must have been, like, a little bit before the beginning of the pre-time skip. Like, within the last 2 years before the beginning of the story. Don't touch that, Bonnie. I'm sure you're familiar with Kuma's powers. There's nothing there but pain. It's more than enough to kill someone. No. Man, they keep shooting down Kuma. Shoot him down. Don't let him get to Merijoa. I know my father's ability. Direct hit, yeah, and he's flying down. I know my father's ability all too well. Seize him. Make sure you finish him off. He's still alive. All civilians, please evacuate. Yo, and Kuma's shooting too. Yo, this is Deep Glitter. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. His memories. His memories are here, aren't they? Oh, we're about to get a Kuma flashback. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, but at the same time, it's the worst possible time, but at the best possible time. Why do I feel like Kuma's about to be one of the, like Kuma's already a really, like, underrated warlord. A lot of people have a lot of secret love for Kuma, right? But why do I feel like he's just going to come out of nowhere and be, like, one of the most entertaining warlords? Egghead Labostratum. What? Rob Lucci? Oh, we're cutting away. What? Rob Lucci? Really? Really made it all the way up here? My apologies. The system malfunctioned. It's a good thing Zoro and Brooks stayed on the ship. There's no way they would lose. Even if it's 2 against 3, they'll figure something out. No, look again. The battle is far more lopsided than you think. What? Ooh! Ooh! They brought up the Seraphim! Yo, something I noticed the other day as well, that I hadn't really thought about too much, but I was like really looking through the manga, right? Is, you know how they show the green blood for the Seraphim, and they're like that's proof that they're using, like, they've got DNA for a devil fruit. Otherwise, you could just clone them. Like the green blood, which is like the little bands they've got, is specifically devil fruit related, right? Mihawk Seraphim specifically has green blood, meaning even though the real Mihawk may not have a devil fruit like Jinbei's Seraphim, right? Mihawk Seraphim has a devil fruit of some kind. So I'm just saying, proof's in the pudding. We better wait, but we're gonna see something sick from that guy soon. Oh, little baby Hawk. Those Seraphims those Seraphim things are there too. It's 2 against 7. It's 2 against 7 now, and they're up against the best of the best. Damn it, they called him back up while the barrier was down. No, I doubt CP0 ordered them directly. Oh, snap. Kuma, good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my guy. The Seraphim are able to access combat situations. And they're equipped with some limited decision-making capacities of their own. So they chose to capitalize on the barrier going down. We didn't order them to come. It's not like we can make them go back now. The dome is operational again. The enemies made a serious miscalculation. Now that they're up here, we can turn the Seraphim back to our side, since we're higher in the command hierarchy. That's assuming we get there in time to holler our orders at them. Till then, they're still a huge threat. I'll be back lickety split. Hopefully those two can hang in there. Woohoo! I get to too. Like the new hairstyle? Yeah. The hair's coming out nice and seedy at the moment, isn't it? Hair's getting real long. I'll leave it to you two then, Edison, Lilith. Get off your high horse. To think Mosshead would croak right when the one... Wait, to think Yo, Sanji's on the shit talk and I love it. To think Mosshead would croak right when the One Piece is in our sights. You go too. This threat affects the whole crew. Nami's orders are absolute! For this... Wait. Nami's orders are absolute. For the Merafim? Still, why do I have to save him? Don't screw around, Swirlerfim. This is serious. Okay, so we're going to get a gag where, like, there's going to be anything Fim or Rafim added. Like, I got a feeling this isn't going to just be in this chapter. I feel like this is going to keep going on too. Alright? What the devil is he supposed to be? Well, he's... Oh! What? Wait! Yo, Kaku's going in! I thought he was gonna pussy out for sure! Well, he's meant to be a giraffe. But he seems a little different from what I remember. Not that it matters. He's gonna wind up a diced up corpse either way. Alright? That's if you can cut me, Roronoa. Look after the ship, Brook. Understood. Yo, Brook's got the Hawaiian gear on too. I feel like I didn't notice Brook wearing this peaceful gear. Is this the first time we've seen Brook's like new fit? Or am I just like crazy and not paying attention? Yeah, that's if you can cut me, Roronoa. Look after the ship, Brook. Understood. Yo, last time, Zoro wasn't getting through Kaku's iron body. I'm just saying. Nose gun. Oh! He's bringing back the classics! Yo, you have no idea how many times I've reread this fight. Doing prep work for videos, right? Nose gun. Giraffe Man Gyro. Yo, he's snapping the... Oh, I thought it was just Haki on his neck. Is Kaku awakened? Bullshit! What? That's definitely the Neo Cloud going around him. have said... I have said time and time again, the world government is the most terrifying organization, right? Even if they don't have the best fighters or the best haki users, they're the most terrifying organization because they seem to be the only group that could mass produce awakened devil fruit users, right? You've got 5 impel down guards that are awakened and now two CP members with an awakened zone seemingly. The world government has been able to spit out 7 awakened zone users, right? As far as we knew, Big Mom's crew had 1 awakened devil fruit user. With Kaido's crew, we had 0 confirmed awakened users. You can argue Kaido, right? But no, like nothing in concrete. Yo, the world government has like the best training regime for just the average Joe. Honestly. Giraffe Man Gyro. I had my fill fighting critters with zigzagging attacks back in Wano. Yo, and Zora's having to go straight to Haki here. I'm tired of it. Seraphim, quickly, before Vegapunk gets here, destroy the Labo Stratum. Yo, he's gonna blow the whole... Look at Baby Hawk going in already as well. This is bad. They're going to annihilate the lab. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Mihawk just cuts the top of the facility. Not a huge... This was nowhere near as big of a slash as the one he did against the Amazon Lily. Nowhere near as big as the one he did against Amazon Lily, right? But he cuts the top off, so he's defaulted to that, right? Jinbei and Boas have immediately defaulted to their radical beams, right? But what's this Kamehameha ball Kuma's one did? Because that doesn't have any pause. So it's not like that's an Ursa shock or a pad cannon. Weirdly enough, it looks like, because you can see the light coming towards it over his head. So it almost looks like it's like a radical beam. But it looks like... No. No fucking way. We know he's got a recreation of the Paw ability, which can reject concepts and things. Is he able to reject the laser from his laser beams before he fires them and control it? Because all the others be doing these, like bang, bang, or like, you know, the bang. He's doing and you see two late. I don't see his one shooting. But you can see the clear, like the normal laser beam for the Jinbei and the Boa one. You can see that Mihawk's defaulted to the slash. What did the Kuma one do? So the Kuma Seraphim makes miniature bombs in a sense. Well, it looks like... Because it looks like these people are fighting with their best ranged abilities. Right? That are, you know, conducive to... So, like, their default is, I would fight how I normally fight, but I also have to destroy this thing, so I have to use a strong attack, right? Boa's abilities, although she's good for like one-on-one combat or like group combat and stuff like that against like living things, she doesn't really have like a huge area of effect attack. So it makes sense that she defaults to the laser. Jinbei's one, we've seen that Fisherman Karate does damage structures, right? but the laser beam seems like it's a lot more destructive. We haven't seen the Mihawk Seraphim default to anything other than a slash, except for I think one time where he shot a laser maybe at Blackbeard. But it's Mihawk's personality, so of course he defaults to wanting to use a sword, because it's just how he is. Kuma's one is using the laser by the looks of it, but like, he's doing it as if he's doing his Paw ability, so it's almost like he's making his laser, and then he's rejecting his laser with the Paw ability almost. Like somehow combining the Kizaru laser and the Paw attack. But I don't think we actually see it land here. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? It captures its laser, then shoots it out in a compact form. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Yo, if... Oda needs to come out and say whether or not Kaido was awakened or not, because I swear Kaku did it in a year and a half, 18 months. Right? Kaku did it like that. Yeah, and they're jumping out the way. Yeah. They sure know how to razzle dazzle. They're basically doing our job for us. Is that a little kid? Chomp, huh? You... Kaku's out! Wait, Stussy? Wait. Stussy bit Kaku. Kaku goes down. What are you doing, Stussy? Who, me? I'm just putting him to sleep. Would you please join him, Lucci? I think it's time for your catnap too. Fucking whoa! Hold up! Clone of Miss Buckingham. Stussy of the Rocks of the fucking Rocks Pirates! Mad's first successful clone. Unit 01. Stussy. A mysterious smirk. He reminds me of a little plushie. I'd want one. Yo! What the shit just happened? Miss Buckingham. Is that supposed to be Miss Bucking? Miss Bucking? Weevil's mom? Buckingham. Miss Bucken. Wait. Hang on. Viz. Shonen Jump. One Piece. Gotta go all the way back. All the way down here. Where are we dealing with? All the way before Whole Cake. Right? I want to say it's 805. I want to say 805 is Weevil's introduction. Oh no, we're already on Zoe by this point. $7.95 is suicide. Let's go $7.97. No, that's the chapter that actually peeved me off. 790. I need to check the spelling for Miss Bucking in the Viz. Which also makes sense because Rob Lucci was reintroduced like the same time as Weevil's introduction. It was like post time skip Lucci was introduced the chapter before. Yep. Alright, here we go. Miss Bucking. No way that's meant to be her. The glow down. Oh my god. Yo, chat is blowing up. Hang on. Wait a minute. So is that Lady Weevil's mama? Giving me Mother Carmel vibes. So I guess this was Whitebeard's self-proclaimed lover. Careful of the petty one, boys. Yeah, Miss Bucking. This is Miss Buckingham. So her full name must be Buckingham, right? But she goes as Miss Bucking, right? Which means she's got a devil fruit too. Because... Wait, no. Wait a minute. Okay, stop. If Stussy is a clone of Miss Buckingham and obviously has a fruit here, it's a bat or a vampire fruit, maybe a vampire bat fruit, something like that, right? CP tends to have, zone-related fruits, right? Or it's a mythical zone, because we know Vegapunk's capable of reproducing mythical zones. He just said that it was really difficult to do so. Which reminds me, the beginning of the chapter, there was that weird-ass devil fruit that fucking Caesar had with the 2 horns that could be wings. So it's probably like a vampire fruit of some capacity. And when she bites someone, she can make them a thrall. So she's bit Kaku. Kaku's gonna go down, and now she's gonna like have control of Kaku maybe. But she doesn't have any green blood. We don't see a green blood canister on her. Right? So does Miss Bucking have a devil fruit? And they successfully cloned her and her devil fruit. So you can clone any zone user as is. Because it alters their DNA. It doesn't alter like an ability. So like, you can clone a zone user 1-for-1 and their clone will have their devil fruit. But if you try to do it with a Paramecia, it doesn't work. You need their blood circulating through them, which is the green blood for it to work. And Vegapunk just can't figure it out at all with a Logia at the moment. He can only replicate a Logia as far as replicating a Paramecia ability. Because, chat, let's drop this up. Oop. No. Let's drop this in here, right? Maybe she ate one like Momo. Yeah, but the question, like, is it the clone that ate one? So the clone has a fruit and Miss Bucking doesn't? Or is it both of them have fruits? Also, 100% confirms Miss Bucking was a part of the Rock Spirates. You know what would be an interesting twist? If Miss Bucking does have some kind of vampirism fruit. The real Miss Bucking, not Stussy, but the real Miss Bucking. If Edward Weevil is Whitebeard's biological son, maybe Whitebeard didn't know about him. But Miss Bucking isn't his biological mum. I know that's like a theory that's already existed. I'm not saying claiming to be the first one on that. But maybe she's she's hypnotized him or bit him as like a vampire or something. And that's why he follows her orders so adamantly, because he's her thrall. I've never played the game, but I know Patrick Redfield, the One Piece character from Burning World, One Piece World something. Not World Seeker, but another thing. Right? I know that Patrick Redfield had the Bat No Mean, he acted like a vampire. But I mean, we've also had other filler and like non-canon related material have things like the candy fruit, because didn't Gaspardo have a Logia candy fruit? And then you had people like old mate the Don from the filler who had the heat fruit, who ended up not having it because Oven has it clearly. Now let me bring it back to this chapter. Still see looking good. Not gonna lie, if that's what Whitebeard was hitting back in the day, yeah, you got props. You got props, boss. You know, it doesn't age up well. Yo, but she one-shots Kaku. True, Oda could be using Patrick Redfield as a base for the Stussy's clone powers. Well, it's interesting that... Yo, what another wild rocks pirate. In terms of actual physical combat, right? You had 3 Yonko on a crew. A proto-Yonko with... Proto-Yonko with... Yo, how am I forgetting his name? Shiki, the Golden Lion, right? Then you had Wang Ji and Silver Axe. Notice how they never list, like when Sengoku was talking about the big names on the crew, he never listed Bucking, Miss Bucking, right? So she's not even a top 5 member on their crew. And she's CP0, like, zoned. Yeah, I gotta rewind this at the beginning of the chapter and go through this again. So we got Lord... Yeah, okay. So, for those of you that weren't here while I was talking about it at the beginning of the video, right? I was talking about how Vegapunk has to know someone in his day-to-day life, right? That is awakened. For him to know what awakenings are and to be able to test it, right? Notice how in the cover page, although it's a different color, Caesar technically has the Neo Cloud. So, just wanted to reiterate, there's a potential that Caesar is like an imperfect Logia awakening. Considering they're able to genetically manipulate the devil fruits, and considering Caesar was able to easily improve on Chopper's Rumble Ball, which is an artificial awakening for a zone. Just important to point out that means Caesar already had work done in awakening zones, chemically. What's going on here? Still can't believe that Stussy put Kaku to sleep just like that and managed to sneak up on him in the middle of combat. Stussy's dangerous in terms of a lurker. Yo, wait! Is she the person? Ooh, hang on. Was that the person that Vegapunk was talking to the other chapter? Because in the official translation of it, what is the call? We do have one more ally on the island. No, wait, if you're talking about who I think you are, then taking our side would mean being driven out of home and chased by the government. Well, you heard the stakes. I, Rayquaza, help out of this mess. No hesitation at all to beg for his life. Of course, I've been waiting for your orders. That would have been Stussy. So she would have just been lurking while Lucci and Kaku were fighting. and Vegapunk called her up, right? Because Vegapunk is her father in a sense. The fact that she's Mad's first successful clone. Meaning she's also the progenitor to the Germa army. Right? So her turning here is because Vegapunk asked her, can you flip on the world government even though it'll mean you being driven out because of this so that you can come and help me? So we may get Stussy come traveling with us as well. I'm liking the way this is shaping up here. I like the idea of Weevil being a thrall because it would excuse his lack of discernible personality. Would also explain why Weevil's so simple-minded. Because he's under the constant influence of Buckingham's powers. Or push it further. Which would mean as well, her biting Kaku here is going to mean Kaku and Lucci are going to have a fight, right? And two Awakened Zones having a clash while we try to dip. Think about it like that. Maybe Weevil isn't Whitebeard's son, but she thralled someone to believe they are, so they dress and talk like they are thralls, and believe everyone else they're told, but their master. Weevil does have a lot of scars, which could imply surgery. Yeah, let's bring Weevil back up for a second here. See, I'm going to reread the segment of Weevil's introduction. We report that the AO pirates formerly working under Whitebeard have been wiped out. Was it him again? Yes, the warlord Edward Weevil. How many former Whitebeard captains have gone down now? That was the 16th. Just like always, it seems they got into an argument and then the entire town was blown off the map. Navy, Admiral HQ, Kizaru. We estimate a good 600 casualties. Everywhere he goes, the civilian damage is tremendous. I don't know if we can overlook this, even if he's in the 7 Warlords. Quite a quandary. His claim of being Whitebeard Edward Newgate's actual son is quite impressive, if perhaps a bit suspect. Well, the truth or falsehood of that claim doesn't matter to us. No matter what bloodline he's from. Yo! What if it's a Whitebeard clone? It's a Seraphim Whitebeard. No matter what bloodline he's from, he possesses one very significant source of value to us. As a pirate, he's tremendously powerful. Just like the real Whitebeard in his youth, at least in terms of strength. They're dummies. They don't understand. They all say the same thing. They say the only sons of Whitebeard was the Whitebeard pirate crew. But mama, that's right, Sonny. The Whitebeard pirates were just playing family. The only son with the blood of Whitebeard, the strongest pirate in the world, is you. Yo! She stole his blood. Okay, if Bucking has ties to Mads, because Mads cloned Bucking, it probably means that Bucking in her youth was that other member of Mads, right? So she probably took Whitebeard's blood, used what she learned in Mads to genetically engineer Weevil. So he's probably not quite a Seraphim, but he's probably a genetically modified Whitebeard clone to have extra abilities, hence the surgeries. So he's like one of the OG Mads builds. Yo! Because, again, rereading that, right? No matter what bloodline They specifically talk about no matter what bloodline he's from, he possesses one very significant source of value to us. As a pirate, he's tremendously powerful, just like the real Whitebeard in his youth, at least in terms of strength. If he's got Whitebeard's DNA, and Bucking isn't lying, because Stussy would be like Bucking's daughter as well. Stussy would be like Weevil's sister to Bucking, right? That's right, Sonny. The Whitebeard pirates were just playing family. The only son with the blood of Whitebeard, the strongest pirate in the world, is you. So Whitebeard had no sons, which makes sense because he wanted to make a family, right? But Bucking stole his blood, making this technically a type of son of Whitebeard. Because she says, and that makes me the woman Whitebeard loved. What's the bet she was obsessed with Whitebeard on the Rocks Pirates and he hated her? Because she was like a manipulative and controlling person. Now get it together, my treasure. Oh, that hurts, mama. Yo, her treasure is because she literally has a Yonko in the pocket with Weevil. Look at this. Is that a mirror? No, it's a picture of Whitebeard. Oh, I thought it was a mirror. How can these two look alike and not be father and son? What a fool. Oh, I'm sorry, mama. The question is, what other DNA did she mix with it? But I forgive you because I love you. Mama. Let's get going. Tell me what you need to do next, Sonny. I forgot. You have to search for Marco the Phoenix and all the other remnants of the Whitebeard crew, and then seize it from them. Your father Newgate must have left behind a massive inheritance, and as his true son, you are the rightful heir. Oh, okay, I get it. But I still gotta get revenge on the very Blackbeard who killed Dada. Yo, so dude, she's no different to the rest of the Rocks Pirates. You had Wang Ji set up in Hajinosu, right? You have Buchan, who's like, oh, my former crewmate Whitebeard died. I'm gonna get my genetically altered Whitebeard clone and use him as a selling point for me to take over his territory and become a new Yonko. I'm gonna kill him. He won't get away with it. You foolish boy. Vengeance will never be in fashion. It won't earn you a single berry. We've got to have money. You need to inherit his fortune. And just like Vegapunk never having enough money to do your crazy shit, she's all about getting the inheritance so she can go back to like living in peace and researching shit. What's wrong, Mama? Doflamingo's gone down. It's him. It's him again, Garb's grandson. They say Marco and the other captains protected him during the Paramount War. Then he might know about Marco. Should I go whoop him? Yo, the way that's connecting right now. It's giving me Mother Gothel energy. If Weevil does have the same potential as a prime Whitebeard, then we've got one of the strongest powerhouses on the playing field at the whims of a greedy granny. This makes me wonder how close is Weevil to Kaido and Big Mom in power. Well, I love bringing up every chance I get my favorite One Piece movie, which is Film Z, where they say in Film Z, based on the process of elimination, right? We know Weevil has a devil fruit, but we haven't seen what it is, right? We know Weevil uses a cutting weapon, right? And we know the person in Film Z that cut off Zephyr's arm had to be strong enough to cut off an admiral's arm in pre-time skip, right? Because they did it pre-time skip. They did it well and truly. They did it like 10 years ago, right? So 10 years ago, Law was too young to cut off an admiral's arm, right? Buggy's Buggy, so Buggy wasn't cutting off no admiral's arm, leaving Weevil's only non-canon feat, but the way Oda's been hyping him up in the background, Oda's feat for Weevil was that he took Zephyr's arm off. So his only non-canon feat, the only feat we kind of have for Weevil, even though it's non-canon, is taking off an admiral's arm. So in terms of power scaling, how close is he to Kaido and Big Mom? Probably a lot closer than people want to give credit. It's just he doesn't have the crew or the backing. And the fact that his bounty was frozen at 480 mil means his bounty was frozen as the highest. His bounty was frozen, as far as we know, at the highest a warlord's bounty has ever been frozen. Right? Although it was only within the last 2 years that it got frozen, seemingly right at the beginning of 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, this man had a higher bounty than, Kid and Law before going into Wano. Who, they're both now at 3 bill. This man is a closeted powerhouse. Yo, let me look here. Yeah, so Vegapunk definitely called Stussy, which implies Vegapunk has that connection with Miss Bucking as well, right? Which makes a lot of sense. The question is, are there more clones in the world government employ from Mads? Chat. Let me know what you think. Just goes to show that even derpy characters can be arguably busted. Yo, I've been saying for the longest that Weevil is hella underrated. Because I thought for the longest, when they hype him up, every time they hype him up, they're like, he's as strong as a young Whitebeard. He's as strong as a prime Whitebeard sort of thing. And it's like, we've seen what young Whitebeard did, which was clash with Roger. Right? Currently, Weevil has a 16-0 win record against captains of the New World. Arguably even commanders. And he seems more than comfortable that he'll be able to go and... Him and Bucking, right? Who now we know that they're in this hemisphere. They know what people's strength levels are. They feel easily comfortable that they could go and bully Marco into an inheritance. Marco has a 1.3 billion berry bounty. So whatever you're going to give Weevil, it's over 1.3 billion. If you're to believe them hyping up themselves in that regard, right? Yo, when are they coming back into the main story? I reckon the next arc, they're coming back in. And there might even be a tug of war where old Miss Bucking and Stussy can both control Weevil, maybe, at the same time and fight each other's orders. But I've got a strong feeling, because she bit him, it doesn't look like she's sucked all his blood out. I didn't see no crocodile dehydration or green bull, nutrients absorption, right? So to me, right, she bit him and he immediately passed out. It doesn't look like... Yo, actually, even more than that, it looks like she flew up to him. So she can fly. Those wings aren't just decoration. It looks like she flew up to him, bit him on the neck. His head just goes whack down onto the floor. Well, maybe they don't need to... Well, that's what I'm saying. If they both have the same devil fruit, right? Maybe it doesn't come down to who bites him faster. Even if it's Miss Bucking and not Stussy that's bit him, right? Once someone's been bit by the fruit ability, maybe both fruits can still control anyone that's been bit by the fruit. So if Seraphim Boa... So Oh! Okay. Because Boa said, if you kill Boa, and the next person eats her fruit, you can't undo the people turned to stone by Boa. The next fruit user can't do it. But what if the clone of Boa, the Seraphim of Boa, because it's still Boa can undo it. That brings up some interesting logistical issues for sure. For absolute sure. Yo, hang on a second. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the chapter. I'll work my way through it again. So I've already talked about Caesar potentially being, like, semi-awakened. That fruit there, I'm almost positive, is Stussy's fruit. Almost positive. Which means it's probably a man-made devil fruit. The Labo phase is still at 100%. Oh, yo, the stuff with... Yo, how? How did this chapter start off so emotional and I forget all the emotional shit by the end of the chapter? So Bonnie's gotten a really interesting buff here where she can alter, like, her distorted future, where she can change her body based on what a timeline for her would be in the future, which in this case it looks like if she hit the gym and buffed up, which gives her a mad strength boost. I wonder how far that goes, if it can also be done with, like, pretty red-hot abilities. Like, can she go distorted future and, like, change her future into a future where she learnt shave? Or something like that. And then gain the ability to shave while she's in whatever form she's in.
Work hours stop.
Also, right? Timely thrust. She hits Vegapunk and shoots out years of his life. But she doesn't touch him to do it. She can touch him with an object and do it. Meaning, if she comes in contact with you in any capacity, she can cut your life down. Imagine Bonnie with a sword. Yo, I need to see that now. Imagine Bonnie gets a sword out, right? And she's clashing with you. And she cuts someone. And she, like, can't cut through them because they're using, like, armament hardening. But instead of cutting through them, she, like, cuts years out of their life. Hence her name, Jewelry Bonnie, as well. Because these things sort of look like little, like, kids' jewels. Yeah, but he looks like a toddler. Say he's... Momonosuke was 8. Or 10 or whatever. Say he's less than 10. We know Vegapunk was like 50 years old. So how... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So she's knocked out like... Well, even there, it looks even more. She's knocked... So maybe one of these jewels, each one of these jewels is like a year, 2 years, 5 years of someone's life. I wonder what she can do with them other than just take jewels out of people. If she can add them to her own. If she can steal people's years and add years to herself. That would be interesting. Yo, I didn't even remember... Like, it has just clicked with me. The only time I've ever seen someone else do this, or know of someone doing this, is Fisher Tiger, freeing slaves. I think... Let me know what you think, right? Hear me out on this. As a revolutionary, what if he asked Vegapunk to program him with something at some point, a directive, that when the Revs come and get him or something like that, he would return to Merijoa and free all the slaves. And he's about to do a Fisher Tiger, where he's about to just pour every one of the slaves he can get to before they kill him out of Merijoa. Recreating that same moment with Fisher Tiger. Because it's very strong imagery to have him climbing up the the red line, where the only time this has ever been stated to be done is with Fisher Tiger trying to liberate the slaves. Very interesting to me. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, and the fact that Bonnie can like age metal until it turns into oil is wild. And young Kuma looks wild too. Next chapter, I reckon we're gonna get the flashback of Kuma's past through Bonnie reading these. Like, reading into it. Wait! Yo, I didn't even think about that. If those are his memories, right? What was it that Vegapunk was saying? A total wireless transmission of nerve signals. If he's removed his memory and left it with Vegapunk, does that mean everything happening to the real Kuma right now is being transmitted to his memories over there? Meaning, when Bonnie looks at this, she's going to learn about him. Giving a tangible way for us to get the Straw Hats dragged into that plotline right now. Shit is getting real. Yeah, the Kaku versus Zoro was short, but it's also very interesting that Zoro's really skilled at fighting these people now, but notice how Zoro's got his Haki up on all three swords. And Zoro's actually the one getting pushed back here by Kaku. I'm not saying Kaku's over Zoro, because I know Zoro would win, right? But, Kaku is pushing Zoro back here. And obviously, Zoro knocks Kaku's head to the ground, but it's like, this is like an identical thing. Like, I swear it's almost panel for panel for a scene in their fight, eh? Like, in their original fight. So this is a good callback. So they're still, in terms of each other, pretty relative to each other. But notice how when Zoro, you know, hits Kaku enough to send his head down to the ground, right? He doesn't cut or hurt Kaku. Kaku's still perfectly fine. That would be a crazy way to link Bonnie and introduce Imu into a proper manner. Yeah, I reckon if that's gonna happen and Bonnie's gonna... Do you know what's gonna happen? Do you know what's gonna happen? Right. I'm getting goosebumps about this. We're gonna get a flashback with Kuma while Bonnie's like reliving his older memories. So we understand what race Kuma is and where he's coming from, right? The rest of the Egghead Island plot sort of stuff is going to be going through doing its own thing. Kuma's going to have been shot down and captured by the Marines, right? While Kuma's captured by the Marines, the Celestial Dragons are going to find out, and they're going to request that Kuma gets brought back up to them because their invincible slave Kuma, right, came back to them. So they're going to let the Marines vet him, make sure he's not going to, blow him up or anything like that, and then take him back. When he gets back, right, Bonnie's going to be near the end of his memories, and she's going to see more recent memories, including him, right, until she gets up to date with his current memories. And I reckon we're going to see Vivi and Sabo maybe captured by him. That would be a really powerful thing to have happen there. And we already know that Bonnie is familiar with Sabo, but got separated from him, so she's going to talk to Luffy about it. If she gets an update and, finds out that Sabo and Vivi are up there, right, in danger, Bonnie's going to request help of them, and they're immediately going to be like, wait, Kuma, we owe him a favor, right? Wait, Vivi? What? And then they get... that may be too red hot, but that also may be... And again, before that happens, you're going to have Kizaru and G14 show up and attack here as well. Maybe even Weevil shows up at some point soon. Although it would make a... Do you know what would make a lot of sense? If Weevil is at Elbath. Because Weevil was waiting for the Straw Hats. So Kid is going to run into Weevil. So Kid runs into Weevil on Elbath. Blackbeard fights Law while Garp tries to intervene to save Kobe. Straw Hats fight with CP and an Admiral with Kizaru while trying to escape, while also trying to find a way to plan to invade Merijoa and get VV and Sabo back. Or even, they may get a confirmed report that Sabo died. Or something like that. Even if it's a fake out. Because if Kuma can if Kuma's memory bubble has a live feed to him right now, the Straw Hats, but specifically Bonnie, can see exactly what's happening in Merijoa potentially. There's a lot in this chapter. There is a lot in this chapter. Chat, is there anything else you guys would like to talk about or bring up before I wrap up the stream? Because if not, the discussion, we're going to do the discussion on Sunday, right? So anyone that wants to be a part of that, reach out in the Discord and all that sort of thing. But we're doing the discussion on Sunday night. This is a good chapter. So much shit went on. The fact that they say Mad's first successful clone, Unit 01 Stussy, makes me think there might be some other clones of some other really interesting people in the employ of the world government, especially in CP0. Could you imagine if we've got a clone of Rox? Or Kaido or Big Mom? Damn. Discussion is going to be hype. Yo, it's going to go off. Surely it's going to go off. Yo, I'm kind of glad that we haven't done our top 50 stream yet, because I may have to do a little bit of rearranging with a few people in this chapter. I'm not gonna lie, right? I may give some people a little more love, a little less love. Yo, that being said, right? This is chapter 1072 of One Piece. All right. Cheers for coming by. It is really appreciated. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. If you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 150 subscribers at the moment. Also, while you're at it, check out the link in the link tree down below. It'll take you to things like my Twitter, my Twitch, both of which I don't post on as much as I should, but my Twitter and my Twitch, my Discord, where you can talk anything anime and manga related to me there, and more importantly at the moment, right, it'll take you to my TikTok. If you're on YouTube, go check out my TikTok. I'm doing a lot more short post content there for anime and manga on there. And if you've come from TikTok over to YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. That being said, catch yous on the next video or catch yous on the discussion on Sunday. Peace. Have a damn good day. Nothing but love, nothing but respect.